What's up, yo? This is Views Podcast. My name is Derek.
My name is Jake.
Welcome to another exciting episode. Charlie, today we get surprised.
Serious surprise, Charlie.
It's like the Nigerian dude, Igwe Uche Igwe or whatever.
Uche.
That guy go like, we global now, nigga.
Oh yeah.
We global. Yeah, that guy. Anyways, today's podcast is brought to you by the Praetorium. The Praetorium, the perfect venue for your perfect occasion. What do they do?
Charlie, they do everything.
Yeah, they do wedding events.
Outdoor
town hall meetings. Yeah, Jeffrey's outdooring, and all the good stuff. They do all that.
Yeah.
Call them on 0244926622, 0244926622, and they will take you out on a tour. The Praetorium, the perfect venue for your perfect occasion. Charlie, what next? Paid use.
Oh yeah, Charlie. So once again, we're coming to you with MatCon. So MatCon is coming.
Yeah, the Secret Society.
Charlie, it's coming up in September, yet again. So just look out for MatCon on Eventbrite anywhere.
And just listening to
just type in, you find it.
To Views Podcast, and yes, we'll let you know.
We'll update you on the next event.
MatCon. What you pay attention to?
Drink, laugh,
and
switch.
Yeah. So today we have a special guest.
Charlie.
A special guest in the building. I know we had some people on, but Charlie, this one, yeah, we global now, nigga.
We global, nigga.
We global. Yeah. We have somebody spectacular I just met yesterday. And then we had a great conversation, and we said, "Hey, why the hell not? Let's just do something." He's a movie director. Should I even just? It's just a director. I mean,
But he still directs movie though.
Yeah, he directs movie though.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and he's not around. He's not from here. He's not from around these parts.
That's why we
but
global.
He's still African. I mean, shout outs to what we call Chaluote. It's done a lot.
Charlie.
Without Chaluote, we wouldn't meet this incredible young man. He goes by the name Shyaka Kagame. Yeah, and if you're wondering, hell yeah, that's his claim to fame. He is a Kagame.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's what you should know.
Director. And he's here to, talk about what he does and, his new documentary. Do you call it a movie or a documentary?
It's a documentary, but a documentary is a movie, though.
Anyways,
so, hey, what's up,
Charlie? Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
How do you say welcome in Rwandan language?
Karibu.
Karibu.
Which one are you? Tutsi or Hutu?
Yeah. In Rwanda, that's one of the questions. That's one of our taboo right now. So I just tell you, if you go to Rwanda,
you don't ask that question.
No, you don't ask that question.
That's great. Now you're all Rwandans.
That's a label that has been erased since the genocide.
So now you promote just being Rwandan.
That's what we promote after it. But people have their history, have their knowledge. So I came from a Tutsi family. And, a Tutsi family were refugees for something like 35 years before the genocide.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically that's my story.
Yeah. But he doesn't live. He doesn't live in Rwanda, anyways. He lives in Switzerland.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's where you apply your trade, what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but seriously, man, how did you hear about Chaluote?
How did I hear about Chaluote?
Yes.
It was a long time ago, I think. I think it was through Blitz, the ambassador, actually, the rapper, the Ghanaian rapper.
Yeah, Blitz.
Yeah, Blitz. Yeah, I knew him from a common friend. I met him in Switzerland. I also saw him one time in Rwanda, and I think he's actually the first one to talk to me about Chaluote. If my memory is good, and from then I just heard. And the thing is that the movie that I come to screen it's called Bounty. So it's a documentary, immersion documentary about the identity of the first generation of Swiss blacks.
Okay.
And one of the character that I follow, so I follow different character, African character from different age, different social background, different part of Switzerland, and who has really different way of living their identity, black identity, Swiss identity, and one of them is from Ghana.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, exactly.
Jeffrey's from Ghana, yeah.
Exactly. So
Jeffrey's an interesting character.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Jeffrey.
Yeah, of course.
Because we have a Jeffrey here.
Yeah, that's right. But you know, actually, it's a shame. Jeffrey is in Ghana, but we're going to come to this.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Oh, he is in Ghana.
He is in Ghana. Yeah.
Oh, so you use your real names in the movie?
Yeah.
No shit.
That's
That's
interesting.
that's a documentary. That's their life. That's them.
okay.
Oh, okay.
And
needs to
he's
get
actually
Jeffrey
doing his recycling stuff here. And he had a factory in Tema and stuff.
Oh,
like
so everything we saw in the movie is actually true.
yeah, that's a documentary. That's what the documentary is about.
Yeah,
No, but it's good. You know, the thing is that even in Charlevote, in the screenings, people were really confused because, like, okay, it's called like immersion documentary, so it's really shoot like if it's a fiction movie because there is no look at the camera, there is no interview,
Exactly.
there is
Yeah.
no
It was-
voiceover, so yeah, everything is due because like with this intention. That's one of my intention. Also, the cinematographer that I had for this movie is called like Camille Cotagnou. He's like one of the biggest in Switzerland and even in Europe. So
nice.
it's really like it's incredible. You saw the work that he does.
because you
So-
remember actually a question. I asked you if they were acting,
Yeah,
and he said no.
they were not.
So these
They
are
were
like,
not acting?
No,
they were not acting, man.
it's really impressive. To be
Who's
honest.
this Jeffrey guy, man? We need to meet him.
Really impressive.
Yeah, but it can be like your next. I'm supposed to see him before I left.
Before you-
Yeah.
before you go.
Yeah, I just saw him like at the ANC mall. He just came back from Europe, but now he lives here.
But let's
So
get...
yeah, I
let-
was talking about the documentary, and one of the characters is Ghanaian. So for the movie, we came in Accra to shoot like 8 days with him at the beginning of
Oh, okay.
because he wanted to
That's what I wanted to
That's
get
the- yeah.
into. So why are you in Ghana? Now, is it because of the Chalowote or
Yeah.
is it because you have a project you're doing here?
No, I'm here for the screening of Bunti in Charlevote.
Nice.
Why Chalowote?
Because it was
First things first, how big is Chalowote out there? Because
I can't say. I don't know. I know that it's pretty big, but not in the film world at all because they just have a small like film labs actually. It's more about like art and contemporary art and stuff like
but
this.
it's big out there.
Yeah, from what I know, like in the Afro diaspora, it's thought to be big out there. The thing is that I wanted to screen my movie in Ghana because I shoot it in Ghana. So like a part of the documentary is in Ghana actually, and I wasn't able to do this because the movie was released in 2017 actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was released in theater in Switzerland. And I start to do festival like in a lot of places in Switzerland, in France, and I start to show the documentary in Africa also. We did like Rwanda, Tunisia, Senegal, but Ghana it was important because the movie was shot here. So I tried to screen the movie in one or two festivals, I think, maybe Black Star or another one, and it was not taken. So I was still like, okay, I have to find a way. And I just saw like a call for artists. I saw that in Charlevote,
Yeah.
they have a small film labs, and I just submitted. And I really didn't think about it no more after that. And I was in Rwanda when I have the answer because it's the only length feature that they show.
Yeah.
Most of the movie were like shorts. But mine is a length feature documentary, so
Yeah, I mean, it's 1 hour, 20,
Yes, about
20
20
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a real movie, trust me. When I saw it, like, yo, this...
But it was really good because I've actually been to some of the events that you talk about, the whole
Yeah,
movie screening, and this one was long,
yeah,
but it was actually really good.
yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, this whole Chalowote thing, you know, our last podcast we were talking about Ghanaians supporting the Ghanaian hustle.
Yeah.
And it's quite ironic that I met you guys yesterday and I was asking Richard, have they already started the Chalowote? And I live here. I didn't know anything about it. And that was what I was asking, how big is it out there? Because I'm here and I don't know. And obviously I'm not
Yeah.
supporting it.
Do you know?
No, but I think it's the main event is going to happen next weekend. I think
Yeah.
what Charlevote like means for most of people is like
It's just the main
yeah,
event.
the main event, the big
Yeah.
procession, and etc. And that time they made like the events like still 10 days. So there is a bit those two things. I think the thing really public is what happened this weekend, and there is that part where a lot of different artists from all over the world. The thing is that to bring artists from all over the world, and that they can also like exchange and be together like we were yesterday. The thing is that you see every people there.
I mean, I was impressed yesterday. I thought you guys were friends. You traveled together to Ghana, but I realized, you guys are from all walks of life, and then you just met. You decided to just have dinner.
All over Africa, and the really different things happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean,
That's
what we see with the people walking on the streets and all that at Jamestown, that's like the crescendo of everything. But during the week, I was actually on the event planning committee for Charlotte. That was like 2016.
No shit.
No, for real. So I actually know that these guys, like, they do events throughout the week with the whole screening and the arts. All sorts of things happen, but they're not privy to everyone because a very small group of people who come. Not too many people came for the screening, did they?
No, I think
Exactly,
like
100. Yeah, it's it's a small net of people.
Small amount of people, really artistic world.
Yeah, very artistic
Yeah,
people.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Sort of. For us, we don't care. We just want the jams.
Yeah.
But you meet so many people, and the things that they show over there, very, very, very impressive.
It's amazing. I saw
Very
some
impressive.
pictures Richard took, and they were amazing. And I didn't know they were doing these things here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I need to reorient myself. But so far, how has it been?
So far, it's been great. The thing, so I went to both of the screening. It was really the beginning. During the weekend, I have also friends in Accra, so and I have my cousin who went there, so from Kigali also. So I was with her. I was not that much into the festival during the weekend, but I was at Jamestown for the Grand procession also.
Yeah,
It
the
was
twins thing.
Yeah, I was there on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was there on Friday. It was really impressive too. Yeah, it's been a nice week, and I met really different people. Made connection. I was really happy because like the people really liked the movie, so I was really happy with that. They were really like touched by it. So it was cool. It was important for me that people from Ghana saw it also, and the feedback that I had from other artists are really good too, and we make connection. I might like show the movie in some other place now.
So what was the whole brain behind the documentary? What did you seek to? What was the message behind it? What did you seek to tell people?
Basic, but the thing, I'm black, but I was born and raised in Geneva, Switzerland. Geneva is a really, really diverse place. Me personally, I've always been like really like identities that always be like something really important for me, like around this identity, where I belong and those stuff.
That's not where you're coming from.
So basically I think it comes from that. I've also like I also do music. I did music for a long time, like rap music, French rap music and soul music, and like I released an album called Étranger chez moi. It's mean like stranger at home or something like that. So it was always you see, it was always like an obsession. So I guess that my first length movie has to be something about it, because also in Switzerland it was never told. Like our story has never really been told like in a movie like this, and even in France there is not a lot of things about like black identity. That's what is really strange, we can say, in the francophone culture and stuff.
Do you feel disconnected, being raised in Switzerland? Do you feel disconnected from your people, from your culture, sort of?
The thing
that
me personally
makes you yearn to.
Me personally, it's maybe the thing is that I'm really connected to my Rwandan roots because of this story, I can say. Because my parents were refugees, like with their family since 1959, so and they were like obsessed by the country and everything. I can say that in a way I was disconnected because I don't speak well my language. And in Rwanda it's really important because we just have one national language, Kinyarwanda. So that's that's the reason why I needed to go there really often to feel at home, in Rwanda. But the thing is that when I was younger, we went to Burundi. That's where my family were refugees, and then so I went a lot, and my father lives there too. So that part of my identity is really important to me. But I also see that it's different for a lot of people, even like my brothers and sisters. They don't necessarily.
They don't really care.
No, they do. But I have a sister who was like who lived there for a while. I have another one who go there maybe less often than me, but who still go there. I have a big brother who go really rarely there, who don't go there often. So it's really different. Even in the same family, you have different way to live it. But I don't think that they feel less Rwandan because they don't go also there,
I mean, the funny thing is, people who are raised out there seem to want to come back because they want to find who they are.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas for us, we're trying to check out of the system. It's like we're tired.
Nowhere cool.
So you guys are trying to come back. We are trying to leave. It's all over the place. But ideally, if you don't know where you're coming from, you can never tell where you're going.
Exactly.
So I applaud you for doing that. Same thing with Richard. We interviewing Richard. Richard is also mixed Ghanaian Dutch. And his dad is normal, but he just decided one day and
he's gonna come back. Yeah.
To look for his roots. He just knew they would be somewhere around Adabraka.
Somewhere.
And they came here with no clue, nothing, and just came searching. And that's great. It's always good to know where you're coming from.
Yeah, but that's a very different story.
Yeah.
From what I can say, because me, I've always been like inside of my family. And everything. But still,
some people still don't care.
Some don't care, some don't know, some. There is the thing is that what I wanted to do with my documentary also, it was just show that oftenly in Europe we are pictured as one homogeneous group like the blacks, and for them, like even in Switzerland, like they don't really think they don't even know that maybe we go to our motherland and people are like considered that we are white or some shit, but they can't imagine that, because for them we are just blacks.
We are blacks.
We are blacks, and the fact is that most of the people who are born in Switzerland and grew up there, they are Swiss, like in their mind, in their mentality and everything. So it's a journey, that's what I think, and the fact that I did that, I also wanted to show that they were really different way to live it, and also maybe at the end of the movie I was like less judgmental about it. I will not say you have to no. People, it's good. I think it's good even for yourself to know to have contact with your family, and but it's not also the thing. You will not come to Africa, and that's why Jeffrey has experiments, because you can come and now you're Ghanaian, we have a lot of things to learn to also get that part of you,
It's
and
a way of
basically,
life.
Basically it was what I wanted to show.
Yeah. You want to say?
Yeah. In the documentary, I had a couple of women talking about the food. Yeah. Saying the food is never the same. It's never like food in Africa. What do you think about that? Do you think it's true? Do you think you can get?
The discussion because one of them she went to Senegal to motherland and
tasted the real shit, and I was like,
they were talking they were talking about the village and stuff, and they were just talking about the magie, the cube magie.
Exactly.
And they say that it was not the same in Europe than over there. Yeah. So when she brought that there, they were like becoming crazy. She was like, what?
Yeah.
But and especially the village, for a girl who grew up in the city in Europe, she was like, okay. Yeah. So they were like, how it went, what was the challenge? So
I mean, a man recently went to Italy. He's old, he's used to his fufu and
understand.
Yeah, man, garden next to you and stuff like that. And then he went, they were serving him pasta and shit. This nigga ate bread the whole 5 fucking days. But the goodest time, I was like, oh man, give me something. I heard he was giving a rap, a chicken wrap, and he didn't know what to do with it, so he opened up the wrap and he was picking the chicken and eating it because he's so used to the Ghanaian food.
Of course, it's normal.
Yeah.
It's
But
normal.
quick one, you mentioned that you were into music before, so is this like a newfound passion, the movie stuff?
Yeah, it was like a sort of continuation of something, I guess, like a way to staying creative, to keep my creativity and to express myself, but a bit differently for sure. It really after the university, I did like a bachelor in like political science, basically, and I didn't know what I wanted to do exactly. My father is a journalist in Rwanda, so I was like, yeah, maybe I'm going to do some video and some stuff. So I start an internship with a documentary director who was like starting the editing of his last documentary, and then I really liked it, and then it was supposed to be 3 months, and then it became 6 months, and then a scholarship to go to Paris.
That's where it came from.
And then,
nice.
Yeah, so you're just following your dad's footsteps, just in another way, because music is some sort of journalism, because you send a message to the people, and now you're doing documentaries.
Still
and
sending the message.
that's a part of journalism.
Exactly. And the thing is that it's been 4 years that I don't really do music, but I need it because it's my first thing. But even in Bunti, one of the things that I like is like when people ask me about the music, they say, okay, I like the music and stuff, because I work with a composer like named Deheb, which is a hip hop beat maker, and it was like I really like to work on the music with him, because it was like it's my thing, so it was really important. But it was really interesting because in the movie it's really different than when you do music for music, So now we had like scenes, like images, and now the music that you're going to put on it. It can be sometimes I was like, I liked it. That's really good music, but I was like, but that's not it, because the thing is that music can really like influence a lot what the image is saying. So sometimes you don't want the music to, if you put a piano with like a bit sad, you're going to push too hard on this image is a sad image, or this image is funny, or this image. So it's crazy because you're like in something else where the music has to try and reflect what the image is saying. It's really different, but it's really interesting too.
That means you're really into music, because you're talking about
technical stuff.
Yeah, I mean the feeling of the music, like and you're talking about the image and stuff like that, piano and stuff.
Yeah,
really
some things the end user wouldn't regard.
The end user is just listening to the beats,
just listening to everything,
Sometimes,
but making sure.
Or like you see, you have that scene at the stadium. So the thing with Jeffrey when he's in the stadium in Accra.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you go out of that stadium, you have that moment where you have that piano and stuff, because like it's rain and it says something. So of course there is moments where sometimes you influence like what the image is saying.
I think we need to plug in the video, the documentary.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's just on Vimeo, is it?
Yeah, it's on Vimeo.
But is it out for everybody to watch?
No.
Oh, why? What's going on?
Yeah, it should, but it was done with a production company, and we still like doing
stuff,
so
you need
it was still not. It was like it was broadcasted on TV5 Monde. No TV5, but the small francophone, but it's like a francophone TV. You go all over the world, but
oh, okay.
In the francophone world.
Yeah, but it still have to be screened in Swiss TV. So that's why it's not.
That's why it's not out there.
Yeah.
Okay. But sorry, listeners, we can't show you the movie unless you're in francophone country or something.
Yeah.
But we global now.
That's what it is. So but we'll be able to like put some. I will just give you some press things about it, and people.
All right, that would be cool. That would be cool, because I think it's an interesting movie. One thing I want to touch on is you directed this movie. For black movies, and man, make nobody backlash me, but Charlie, for black movies, we are used to the living room, the office, the bedroom, no outside action. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we don't know how to take those shots. I don't know what's going on. And even if we do, it's all noisy and shit. But watching Bounty, yeah. I mean, it started with a train, thing, and it was so excellently done.
Yeah.
The angle you took it. I'm not writing your D, pause, but you know what I'm trying to say. I mean, it was
good,
excellently done.
yeah.
I mean, that train thing reminded me of Unstoppable,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's where you got the inspiration
No,
from.
it wasn't, but yeah, I'll take it.
Take what you get.
Yeah, Denzel, I'll
Yeah,
take it.
it was excellent. And so when I asked you and say you directed, that was like, wow, Charlie, that was some dope shit.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will bring the Charlie thing in.
Oh, okay.
Switzerland. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and another thing was Jeffrey said something in the movie. Listeners, when we say Jeffrey, it's just not our own Jay.
Nah,
We're
ain't
talking
me.
about an actor.
An actor who
He's
was
a-
on
no,
it.
He's not an
he's
actor.
a real person. It's a
He's a
documentary,
character.
yeah,
That's
it's
what
a
we get.
character,
Yeah. So he's a
Was in a documentary.
Ghanaian
A
who
Ghanaian-
grew up born and raised in Switzerland.
Yeah, and
In Zurich.
Jeffrey in the documentary said something. I think they were trying to promote this idea, which they haven't done in Ghana yet. So they were thinking of bringing it in Ghana. And then he made mention of the fact that if you go to Ghana, his uncle told him that if he goes to Ghana and you go like too much, they will ignore you.
Yeah.
I didn't know. You were telling me now that Jeffrey is Ghanaian.
And he's
But-
actually in Ghana now.
And he's actually in Ghana.
And
I
he's
mean,
actually
I
doing
know
what
this
happened in the documentary.
exactly, but when I watched that first, I was like, "How did he know?" Because it's a thing. I don't know if it's a thing in Rwanda as well. Is that how you view people? Black people will come back to and try to empower others, uplift the economy.
I think, the Brandons are a bit of the same, but they encourage like young people from the diaspora to come back and everything. But the thing that is sure is that when you come back, you have to get used to the Ghana ways, like you said,
Yeah.
uncle,
Yeah.
or like to the Rwandan ways, and
Yeah.
it's a long process. It's not an easy process, even when I can say that when you come back with some diplomas and some connection, you can have like position that you will not have in Europe and everything. But it's still hard. A lot of people. I know people who come back and then left. Most of those that I know in Rwanda, they say, okay, if you do the 3 years, then you stay. But if you don't make it to the 3 years, some of them they just go back because they are not used to it, or they that's, I don't know.
The system is different.
Yeah, the system is different.
So your system may support, right? Because what we've heard from here, in case you don't know, I think I have to tell you, Rwanda is some sort of a case study for Ghanaians or the Ghanaian government, to try and achieve what Rwanda has been able to achieve in a space of like 20 years, what Kagame has been able to do.
That's incredible.
Exactly. So for us here, we hold Rwanda, at some
Very high esteem.
high standards
Yeah,
or
standards.
pedestal, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we know, or we've heard, that your systems work, it encourages business and investors and all of those things. But what I like to know is it discriminatory? For instance, in Ghana, a Ghanaian will prefer to do business with an expatriate. I'll use expatriate. I'll use expatriate.
With an outsider.
Yeah, with an outsider, but not that they won't do business with the Ghanaian, but it is what it is. Is that the same with you guys?
I don't know. There is a lot of things that came from a long time of inferiority complex and stuff like this. So I will not come and say that in Rwanda it doesn't exist. Of course you do. Of course you do. But I think that maybe what is more impressive, from what I can say, because I go to Rwanda. The first time I went to Rwanda, it was in '95, so it was 1 year after the genocide. So it was there in '96 too. So I really see like how it went, and and the craziest thing is that most of Rwanda now like the a certain pride I think that we were able in 25 years to get back a pride that was not even not here, but we were like destroyed as people in every level. And that's when I also move outside, to be honest, now to go in other places in Africa, now that I really saw how impressive it is what happened in Rwanda, because what happened in Rwanda is a revolution, straight up revolution. And it's really, and it continue. But now the story start to become so big, that Rwanda thing, because I was just in Senegal 2 weeks ago, and of course my name is Kagame, so everybody are like, hey, Rwanda. I'm like, okay, but that's not, we are not like. The thing is that it's true for the fact that it's clean. Everybody told me about the clean thing, and I had to say it's true. But the thing was more impressive is where we came from and where we are now. But where we are now, like Kigali is not Accra. You don't have even the same, it's smaller. We are really small country, that's not a big city and everything. But you can see that, things are kind of working, but still kind of. We have a lot of things to achieve because we came from underground. That's what is the more impressive thing. Like what they call like the human development indicator or something like this. And this the développement humain in French, like it's an index, human development index. Exactly. So I can see.
Charlie,
ça, mon pote.
you guys left me
Charlie.
out.
Ok, on va commencer à faire le podcast. So
what you say?
So that human development index that take like all sort of different indicator, like life expectancy,
It's basically
the growth, like everything, the health, everything. Like in 2015, they are just established that Rwanda is the country who had the biggest progression of of his human development index in the world. In front, the first place, second place is China, and from 1990 to 2015, you have the genocide.
Okay.
So that thing
So
is
it just,
the thing
it just
that
went under.
the thing is that we are not like
Over
because
the top.
people, if they're going to think that you can even go to Rwanda and say, okay, but that's cool, but that's not, but the thing is really to understand is the
Where
movement.
you came from,
So the movement is constant, and that's what is impressive in Rwanda, because you can come and in 2 years you come back and you will see a lot of difference.
Okay.
That's what is
But at
impressive
least the
in
system
Rwanda.
works.
And the system is like, the system basically, in regards of other places in Africa and everything, it works, and it's really innovative. And also, I think that we have like, in Rwanda, all the programs that we have put in place to really rebuild the country are based on our own history that we have to rewrite. Because the thing is that we really were divided by those things, like those ethnical things, Hutu, Tutsi, everything. They were like fixed. What I can say is that it was things that existed, but it was more like social classes. It was a mix of ethnical and social classes, because we don't have the thing that can say that we are different ethnical group, because we have the same religion, the same language. You don't have ethnical groups or tribes which speak the same language. They are not tribes. You see what I mean? In Rwanda, it was really different. It was an old system, different system. Royal system. It was dominated by a Tutsi king and a Tutsi elite. Everybody were not this and that, and everybody were not pastors or agricultures or stuff like this. But when the Europeans came, they saw that, and they were really like, okay, that's what it is. Everybody has to, to them, the Tutsi were like not really Negroes and stuff, and the others were like this, and then they start to like measure the nose and everything to say what you are, what you are not, or the number of cows that you have. No, that's how crazy it went. And then they base all the new colonial administration around that. So they reinforced those division through things that they didn't really understand. But we went like this, and so then from that moment, so it was like a Tutsi domination, and it was like really like this. And in the 50s, when like the Rwandan king wanted to start to have also the independence, the Belgium, they went to the Hutu majority because they were 80% of the population, and there was an intelligentsia, and they went like, hey, get it dominated like this by them, so whatever. And then that's
based
where
on the studies.
Yeah, that's where the first massacre starts, and in '59 that's where so the thing is that, but we have a really old and ancient tradition, and so we have to rebuild about what was really our tradition, and so a lot of the programs in Rwanda, they are based on our own tradition. I think that's also why it's getting like better, because it's really about rethinking what we are.
Exactly.
That's what it were.
I agree with that. Like we have to look at development and civilization or success or whatever in the African context.
Exactly. Yeah.
We are not Europeans.
Yeah.
We are not Americans. We are not Mexicans. We are none of that. We are Africans, and we have to look at those things in our own context. So, and we need to go back and find out who exactly we are, and just fine tune it. That's what we need to do, and I think that's what you're talking about. And that is what is going to heal the nation.
I don't mean to digress, but from FOK and boys, but then they made a music. And at the end of the music, the guy was like, very soon, a white person will give you, a Ghanaian, an African, a certificate to tell you
that you're Ghanaian.
No, that you're the best drummer from Africa. So
I can see that.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I can see that.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I can see that, because we seek validation.
Exactly.
From somewhere else rather than our own. Like, I mean, a whole lot of people, like, if you take musicians, all those guys, they had to win
for that Grammy or something
before we
just for us
Africans will, like, look at what you're doing. It's excellent. I watched the documentary and I thought it was a movie. There's an excellent project, and we need to celebrate you for what you've done. But I know, typically we'll wait for you for maybe a Swiss
Emmy
prime media station to, and it's all over the world, and then we'll go like, oh yeah, that guy, he's African.
That guy, exactly.
Then we start to claim you. That's the issue.
No, that's true, and that's something that we still have to to fight, and I think that's the reason why the President Kagame is like really liked a lot in Africa, is also because he's unapologetic about it, and he talk a lot about the fact that we have to get accountability for ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, I like your guy, man. Kagame he's a gangster.
Honestly, like, shout out to Charlotte for doing this.
You see, but let me talk about Kagame a bit. I love that nigga, man. Yo, man. Kagame is a gangster. Straight up gangster. I've watched, some clips. Him answering questions from, Westerners, Europeans, and oh man,
nah, don't do shit.
That guy is so articulate, man. He gives it to them in a nice way, and I love it. That is what we need. He's unapologetically African.
Exactly. He stands up for.
I won't say Rwandan. I say African, because if you listen to his speeches, he talks about Africa.
Yeah, that's true.
You mention Rwanda, but he will say Africa, and that is what I love about him. And he's doing it. And if you're an African leader, at least there's something else to measure you up to.
Exactly.
And if you're not getting there, you ain't
there's
shit.
something wrong. Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. And that's why we like him. That's why whenever we hear he has some interview on TV or whatever, we go on YouTube and then just
try and watch it, listen to him.
I mean, but you see, life always gives us somebody like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
We had Kwame Nkrumah. We had Mandela.
Yeah.
We had
Patrice Lumumba.
We had this nigga from the Sun Niggas. Libya.
That guy.
Gaddafi. And I mean, this guy wasn't shit, but at least, you know, he held his own. Mugabe. Yeah, I mean, you see, the most important thing is be African, and don't be afraid to be an African. You don't have to kowtow to these, you know. If you have the best interest of your citizens at heart, I respect you for that. That's the most important thing. And now we thought we had seen the last of them, and now Kagame.
Yeah, they're coming up.
He was doing it low key, but now it's all over the place.
Coming up. They'll always come up. They'll
Yeah,
always
he's
spring
to
up.
take that leadership on that African level.
Exactly,
That's
and
what
I
can
hope
say.
to see more of that. I
Yeah,
mean,
of
we
course.
Charlie, we have we have to do these things for ourselves. Nobody's
Exactly.
gonna do it for us.
Yeah.
And Charlie, but I applaud you for what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you very
It's
much.
amazing.
Thank you.
Shout out to Chaluote
Yeah.
for bringing people like you to us.
all
Thank
these
you
things
very
together,
much.
man.
You,
that's-
you
that's
know,
what it
and
is.
for shout outs to Views Podcast for finding this nigga. Yeah, and then having this wonderful conversation.
Yeah,
and, you
great.
know, I know our industry is trying. Shout outs to Chemist Gold. Shout outs to, I don't know, Chemist Gold is the only nigga I know.
Why would they shout out to Kevin's Gold? Who is Kevin's Gold?
He's my guy. He's also he's a videographer. Solid guy.
Okay.
I mean, you're leaving. I would have introduced you to him, but we have. you
Yeah,
know,
we have contact. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
I'm
So
sure I'm going to come back
can
in
we
Ghana.
can still
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. And I can also give you because we were talking about all this, like because of Rwanda, I can also introduce you to the next subject of my second length feature documentary, because we were talking about it, and I was like just thinking that I didn't talk about it. Actually, it's about it's going to be in Rwanda. That's why it's interesting in our conversation. It's about like a political program that is in Rwanda. It's called Imihigo. Imihigo is meant like to get an objective, you know. And basically it's like performance contract of the people who work for the administration, like especially the mayors. So in Rwanda, the 30 mayors of the 30 districts of the country,
Yeah.
every year they have to they have a budget, and they have to fix like something like 100 of really specific
Yeah.
and precise objective
Yeah.
in all economical, social, governmental sector, like build a school, like a road,
Yeah.
doing like a volleyball competition. It can be a lot of different things. So when they have all those objectives, they sign it directly with the president Kagame. So face to face, like they are 30,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the site, like you see, like pressure,
Yeah.
giving like that big inauguration and stuff. And from that moment, they have a year to achieve it.
To achieve
to
it.
achieve all this.
You see.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
Go on.
And
Hold
then,
on, hold
so
on, go on.
at the end of the year, you have like an evaluation commission who come and
Yeah.
they're like, okay, so where is the school? Where is the, where are the
Exactly.
windows?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And show us the electricity and everything. And then they, through a complex like evaluation system,
Yeah.
they they give a achievement percentage,
Okay.
and then you
Mm.
have a ranking, man,
Mm.
and that's the president who say like in live the ranking. They get to know.
There's
the
something that
ranking,
happens
like,
in
yeah,
Rwanda.
where the first three they get they have a trophy.
Oh, is it?
The five last, they are in a bad condition, because also all the population, they are like, yeah, so what are you doing?
Yeah,
So
because
basically the
they're looking
mayor
after you still.
under crazy pressure from top and down.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
really not easy for them. So I'm going to follow.
There's something that happens.
That's something that happened since 50 years, but it's always changing. Yeah? But that's something, that's one of the things that people say that's really reinforced like efficiency in Rwanda,
Yeah.
Exactly.
accountability.
Yeah.
But there is also a lot of cheat, a lot of, there is a like last year the president was talking about something that we call good technica. It's like they do like technical, like they try to cheat, so they get like low objective. People are people.
Everybody they chop.
But that's the
Everybody
thing.
chop
So
for
the
it,
thing,
enjoy for
the thing which is interesting is that he really talks about the country. So I'm going to follow one of them. I want to follow one of the mayor through a year. Follow a guy in the village. Also see, because it's something which is done to really get like the people of the village a better life, basically.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Rwanda is still like Rwanda is a country like.
It's a baby.
But it's a farmer country. You know, it's
Mm.
it's a country of farmers. That's what I want to say, of people from the countryside. You know,
Yeah.
85%. You know, so you can see good things in Kigali, but if people are
In
the
the,
village,
you know,
they
in the
don't do it. So
hinterlands,
it really has to do with them. So they also, their opinion in they really count in the
Yeah.
final percentage
Yeah.
that the mayor had.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting.
Yes.
And what I was saying about like our tradition is that Imhigo, it was something from an old tradition, like when
Mm.
a warrior was like, okay, I'm going to go there and I'm going to take these hills or these things, I'm going to go and fight them and
Mm.
come back. And if you say that you are going to do it, you have to try and do it or
yeah.
be killed, because if you came without it, that's the shame for you and all your
Exactly.
community. So
Yeah.
it came from there. It came from our own tradition, and they tried to do something.
That's
Wow,
Basically,
that's great.
Accountability.
That's the night.
That's
That's the
that's it. That's exactly.
That's
he
the
said
way
it.
to you know
to make sure everything
to-
is actually moving
yeah, and
according
to
to what
get
you say it's going to do.
to deal with
Yeah.
the human nature.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
It's-
that's
it's-
something that is happening there, and you do it,
In
and
Rwanda.
everybody takes keen interest in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's
that's it. You know, that's one way to push accountability.
Exactly.
yeah.
That's it. We don't have that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it go get there.
Nobody will
it go
get-
be.
I know that
One day.
our country will come to check that.
Yeah.
And that's not a perfect system at all. Huh? That's what I can say, and they always change it. But it's still interesting because
It is.
you show how
What
we
you
try.
said, and you know, at
Yeah.
some point we review, and
At
then
the end
we
of the day,
check.
maybe you do like, but there is something on the side like everywhere, but they have to get things done.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Anyways, Charlie, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for passing through. But
Yeah.
I must say, Charlie, I love your work. I've seen it. It's rather unfortunate listeners can't see it.
Yeah,
So
man.
after-
Honestly, like wish.
they have to see it after it airs. You know, after all
I actually have
contractual
something
obligations
on. I
are
have
met.
something on YouTube that can be broadcasted. That is on YouTube.
Share it, share
don't
it.
have nothing to do with it, but is I think an important and interesting.
You can share it.
TV report about police brutality on black people in Switzerland. There were different cases. So
That's the name of the.
the name. If you can put the link. So on
Okay,
YouTube.
so you send me the link and
I
I'll
will
add
send
it
you.
to-
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's if for the podcast is Swiss Police, a violent dark serial. Swiss Police, but on YouTube, if you put Swiss Police, a violent dark serial, you will be
It'll
able
pop
to
up.
see this
Right,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, it was also show like on TV5 Monde on TV and everything.
Yeah.
It's about like different cases of black people who were unfortunately killed by the police. Those
Killed?
last 3 years. Yeah.
Yo, the Swiss were in South Africa, man. We know them.
No, I'm not here to say that. No, man, that's not it.
You know,
Yeah, but that mix gives Rogers Federer too. So don't you know?
I'm just
Yeah, the
saying,
good, the bad,
I'm just
the
saying.
good, the
I'm
bad.
just
No, but honestly,
I'm just saying, on a
no,
lighter note, but
no,
hey,
but no,
history.
don't compare Swiss to South Africa. Bro. in that police
context,
brutality,
yeah.
violence. No, actually, I was able to do this because it's really unusual over there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and it's in a specific area, and there is like a lot of tension. With
We can
like
call it isolated. It's
What,
not
do you
something
direct that
which-
as well?
Yeah, but it's still
you di-
direct that
Oh,
it's a
okay.
TV report. It's like 26 minutes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I will send you. So it's Swiss Police, a violent dog serial on.
Yeah.
So it's on French, but like subtitled in English. On
We
you-
share
on
the
YouTube.
link. We
Yeah,
share
the link will be in
Yeah,
the
the
And
link
description.
then
will be, yeah.
you
Look out
you
for
have
it.
a feel of Shyaka Kagame's work.
Kagame.
Yeah.
As far as Bounty is concerned, you know, all contractual obligations need to be fulfilled before, you know, it comes onto YouTube. But it's an amazing piece. I enjoyed myself. Jeffrey also saw it.
Oh, I
He
loved
enjoyed
it.
himself. You need to be on Views podcast. You get exclusive shit like
Exactly.
this.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you
Yeah.
get exclusive shit
Okay.
like
And
this.
I hope to do like also different screening, even if I'm not here in Ghana. So even if you guys can do a screening, or maybe if you know a place when you can screen, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really
Hey man, we can do that. Why the hell we won't do?
Yeah,
We're gonna
That's
do
why we're
that.
international, baby.
Yeah.
We global, nigga.
global, global, Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shyaka Kagame, for granting us this
Yeah, man,
interview.
it's
your time is
it's
tight.
an honor.
You're actually flying out this night
Yes.
tonight, but you still gave us the time. Thank you.
It's a really good time, man.
Great job you're doing.
Thanks, man.
You're a
You too.
journalist
I'm not a journalist.
in a way
You know
because you're
what?
telling a story.
Yeah.
It's
In
an
your
artiste as
music,
well. Exactly.
You're telling a
it's-
story
it's not
in
far.
your documentaries. You're telling a story in the
Yeah, of
report you
course.
did with the Swiss police.
And my
that
father
was
is
a
a
story.
journalist, so I just follow the
Exactly,
daddy
it's
steps.
in the blood.
yeah.
Blood. But most importantly, you're telling the African story,
Exactly.
and you're trying to big up your people
Yeah.
and where you're from, and because at the end of the day, that's what we are all trying to do. We are trying to be unapologetically Africans and develop in our own context. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, bro.
Shit. Well said, man. Well said.
It was
Shit.
nice. It was a
Well
nice
said.
conclusion. It was a nice conclusion.
Again, if you listen, this podcast is brought to you by the Praetorium. The Praetorium, the perfect venue for your perfect occasion. They do things like Jeffrey's outdooring
Very soon.
very soon, weddings, all manner of events, town hall meetings. They've got everything you need: indoor, outdoor, standby gen sets,
PA systems,
PA system, air
security,
condition.
lockdown.
Every shit is lit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Call them on 0244926622 and book a tour with them. The Praetorium, the perfect venue for your perfect occasion.
Exactly. And MatCon as well. So you have MatCon, which is the very first speed dating event in Ghana.
Yeah.
Just come, man. Just find us on Eventbrite. Just go to MatCon. Sign up.
Yeah. On the more serious note, you single, Kagame?
No, he ain't
No, I'm
single.
not.
You mentioned it.
No, I'm
Okay,
not.
well, let me allow.
Let him answer.
Answer.
No, I'm not.
Oh, child, ladies.
Oh, no, you're not.
But
Ladies-
and I'm leaving. And I'm
Oh, he's leaving.
tonight.
But you'll be back in
But
it.
I'm not. No,
Yeah,
I'm
you still
not.
be
But he's not.
I'm not.
Hey, ladies,
not.
stay off. That's it. He's not. Black men don't cheat.
Mm.
Simple as
Yeah.
that. Go with your
yeah.
shit.
Exactly.
So MatCon, we've got MatCon,
Yeah.
which is a first speed dating event in Ghana. We are on Eventbrite. Just look for us, sign
Yeah.
up, and you find a location, time, venue, everything. You'll be there.
Yeah.
MatCon.
Thank you if you're still listening to us. We appreciate you. If you listen to this podcast, you enjoyed it, good for you. If you didn't, good for you as well. As what we say, we just here to spark a thought or conversation. At the end of the day, hope you got the message.
Like
Um,
and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. And support Views Podcast. God damn it.
So
Support. yeah. And thank you once again,
Thank you,
Shyaka Kagame,
Of course.
for gracing us
Yeah. it's a
with
pleasure, man.
your presence. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
And like we always say, love God, love yours, love all.
one.
And we out.
Yeah.
Peace.